In this tutorial, I'm going to show you to build a custom login form, a custom registration form with custom fields, including upload fields to upload files or upload avatar images for your users, how to build edit profile pages so users will be able to register their accounts on your site and be able to edit their information. And I'm going to show you how you can make it so they can edit it on the front end, not using the WordPress dashboard. And I'm also going to show you how to create multiple registration forms for different user roles on your site. This is a very in-depth tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I try to answer them the best I can. My name is Bjorn Allpass in WP Learning Lab, where we help you get better at WordPress so you can earn more for yourself, for your customers, and for your business. If you haven't done so yet, click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Now let's get started. This tutorial is going to require the pro version of the profile builder because a lot of the features we're going to use are the pro features to build more advanced stuff. Once you have the Profile Builder Pro plugin installed, there will be a menu item on the left here, Profile Builder. We go to Basic Info. Right after you install, this is the page you're going to land on. And here we can create some pages. We can create all the form pages we want automatically by clicking here, or we can do it manually by using these shortcodes. We just go to Page or Pages, Add New, paste this shortcode in, and we'll have our login form page. Do the same thing for the registration form. Use this shortcode, and then you'll have a registration form page. Do the same thing for the edit profile form. Use this shortcode. You'll have an edit profile form page. Or you can also use the Elementor widgets, which we're going to do in this tutorial. So we're going to create these 3 pages using the Elementor widgets. It also works with the shortcodes, but then you can't customize them as well. With the Elementor widgets, you can do a lot of customization on your forms to make them look just how you want them. So let's start by creating these 3 pages by going to Pages and Add New. And let's call the first one Login Page. Click on Edit with Elementor. And then if I close all these open widget areas, we see we have a profile builder form section. We have an edit profile widget, a login widget, recover password widget, and a register widget. We are currently on the login form page. So I'm going to drag and drop the login widget. It creates our login form right here. And here we can add a registration URL. We don't have this page created yet, but we're going to take a little guess and say it's going to be at this URL or this domain name /register. Then it adds a register link down here. For the recover password, let's call it recover password. And hopefully I remember those, so I make those pages appropriately. Now we have a lost your password link. And that functionality is all created by the plugin. Super simple. In the redirects tab, we can redirect someone after they log in and after they log out. Just add the URLs here and it'll take them to where they're going after they log in and out. In the style tab, we can style everything to do with the form. If I collapse this first accordion, we see we have user login, which is the first section. So username or email plus the field. Then the password does the password label plus the field. Remember me checkbox styles that, and login button styles the login button. And inside the form fields, we have a lot of options. We can change the label, typography, background color, width, height, margin, padding, border type. And then we have the input section, which allows you to style the actual input field with different typography, background color, width, height, padding, margin, and borders. So you can style them pretty much any way you want to have it fit your theme. And as of what I see right here, this is pretty good. I'm just going to keep it how it is. The only thing I'm going to do is add a couple columns. And I'm going to put it in the middle, our login form in the middle, so it's not so stretched out. I think it looks better when it's a little smaller. And I'm just going to add an image at the top. And this image will be our site logo, which is this one. I'll just reduce the size a little bit. And add a little bit of padding down below. There. I think that's a pretty skookum looking login form. And if you're finding this tutorial helpful, click the like button because that helps this video show up for more people on YouTube so we can spread the knowledge and help more people with this information. So make sure you click like if you like this video. You of course have the option to make this Elementor canvas, meaning there's no header and footer, and just have it a dedicated login form page and style it any way you want. You can build it with Elementor. So the sky's the limit with what you can do. Click on publish when you're ready. I'm going to do that now because I am ready. And then we can exit out of here. Exit the dashboard, and didn't save my login name for the page. Let's change it to login, publish that. Now do the same thing for the registration page and edit profile page, and we're also adding the recover password page. So let's quickly do that. I won't take as long for each of these because you kind of saw the process. It all works the same way. Just add the widget and boom, you're done. So let's add a new page. Let's call this register. Publish that. Then click on edit with Elementor. Look up register. Drag and drop that in. And there we have a registration form. Now the fields you see popping in here are predefined in Profile Builder. And because we're using the Pro version, we can add more. We can even add upload fields where people can upload whatever it is you want them to. It could be their homework, it could be the resume, it could be a photo of the hills they took last week. It could be just an avatar image for them to use on their profile on the website. I'll show you how to add those in a minute after we're done building the form pages. Either way, these fields are pre-created. And this is the basic information the plugin thinks you should have when someone registers. And this is added to the user profile inside WordPress as well. And additionally, we can create multiple registration forms. If you need that for your site setup, I'll show you to do that as well. So for now, this form is the default registration form. This is where you could choose other ones if you had the multiple forms add-on installed. I'll show you to do that. And the assigned role is the role whoever registers through this form is going to get. So you could have a separate form for a contributor sign up versus a subscriber sign up versus a customer sign up versus an editor sign up. You can have different forms for all of those, or you could even have new user roles that you create and define using a user role plugin. Either way, you can create as many unique registration forms as you want. You could also have automatic login on or off. This means after they register, they're automatically logged in. This would bypass any admin approval that you have set up. So if you want to do admin approval, make sure you have this set to no. If not, turn it to yes. Choose the one that works best for you, and you can also change it really easily just by toggling the switch in the future. For redirects, we have a redirect after registration, maybe to a registration thank you page, and a redirect after logging out. This, I'm not sure what that is, because you don't really log out from the registration page. Anyway, I usually have the logout URL as the home page. And styling with the same styling options as the login form. We have separate styling options for every single field on the page, which you can see here, including the send credentials checkbox and the register button, which you see down here. So you can customize those all to your heart's content. And now that form is done. This one I'm not going to make narrower like we did for the login form because this looks pretty good when it's wide like that. Longer forms look better when they're wide, I think. Let's exit the dashboard. And now let's create another page by going out to the main dashboard, going to pages and add new. And this will be the edit profile page. Let's publish that. And then edit with Elementor. It's the same idea as the last two. We just drag and drop the widget from the profile builder over the edit profile widget. We're going to leave this full width as well because it just looks better. I'm going to add a header as well, a heading. Edit your profile below. And then update that. You can style all the fields and all the labels to fit your brand just like we could with the previous widgets. So I'm not going to show you that again. It's the exact same process. Let's exit the dashboard and make the last page we're looking for, which is the recover password page. Let's go to pages and add new again. Recover password, publish that, edit with Elementor, and put the profile builder widget in there again for the, not again, but for the first time for the recover password widget. I'll add a heading as well. Lost your password, fill out the form below. I think that's good enough. Update. And you can style all the components in the password recovery widget just like we could with the other widgets. Not going to show that again, but you get the idea. You go to style and you can change anything you want to look however you want. So now we have 4 pages created. A login page, registration page, edit profile page, and a password recovery page. So the next thing we're going to do is see how this works. First, let's add the login and registration pages to our main menu. So let's go to Appearance and Menus. And I'm going to check the login and registration boxes here. Click on Add to Menu. I'm going to make login first. Click on Save Menu. And then go out to the front end of the website. And here are our 2 new buttons. If I click on Login, it goes to our custom-built login page. We're currently logged in, so that doesn't help. So let's go incognito to see our new custom-built login page. There it is. And we also have the registration page. You can get there through the login page by clicking on register. Also click on register in the top menu, go to the same place. And now let's register an actual account. Let's see how this actually works for someone who's registering on your site. We could have added a headline here like register your account. That'll be something you want to do in your site. Today's username is going to be the Hulk, first name Incredible, last name Hulk, nickname the Hulk. I'll just fast forward while I fill out this form and I'll be right back. All right, form is filled out. Then we click on register and the account, the_Hulk, has been successfully created. So that's awesome. And we're redirected to this page. You're currently logged in as the Incredible Hulk. You don't need another account. That's fantastic. If I click on the Incredible Hulk, let's see where that goes. It goes to our author page. So we have an author page created for the Hulk. And this would also show all the posts the Hulk creates. They will all be listed here. And as you can see with our current setup right now, the login link still says login, even though we're logged in. And we also don't have the edit profile link that we might want to have here. So we're going to create a separate menu up here using an advanced add-on that comes with Profile Builder Pro. It's not part of the core plugin, but you can add it on and it comes with your subscription. To do that, we go back into our main dashboard and then we go to Profile Builder, Add-ons, and we want to scroll down to the advanced add-ons section and we want the custom profile menus where you can add menu items like login, logout, or just logout button and login, register, edit profile, and iframe pop-up. Click on download. This will take us to the Profile Builder website where we have to log into our account. And then in our account, we'll have an add-ons button by Profile Builder. And in there, we can download, where to go? Profile menus. There it is, custom profile menus. Download that one. And then we have to upload it and install it. And this way, Profile Builder can add functionality, but you only use the functionality you want. So you don't have extra plugins or extra code running on your site all the time. You just use the ones you need. That's why they compartmentalize these plugins like this. Because they could have just packed it all into one big old plugin, but then you've got one big old plugin and you might not use most of the features. So let's go to upload plugin and let's upload this one and install now and activate plugin. And now we're going to have a bunch more options under appearance and menus. So let's go to that page. And now we have some more options. We have the Profile Builder custom profile menu, which has these 5 additional things we can add to our menu system. Inside of our existing menu items, we also have the ability to display things conditionally. So we can have our login show just for logged in users. And then we can add another one. Let's add the logout. And let's move that to the same spot as the login and have this show only for logged in users. And this one was backwards. So login shows for just logged out users and logout shows just for logged in users. We're not going to display based on user roles for this one, but we can. If you had editors or contributors or authors or all those user roles on your site, you could show different menu items for each one. But for now, we just have login, logout displaying for different user types. So now if I go back out to here and then refresh, this login should disappear and it should change to logout. So let's refresh and see what happens. It now says logout. We haven't set any settings for that though, because we can also set where they go when they log out. Let's just try clicking it, see what happens. Just takes us to the same page. You also have the ability to set redirects. So when they log out, it goes to a specific page on your site, maybe the home page or something, or the blog. But we see that we are now logged out because it now says log in. Click on log in again, and we can log in with the Incredible Hulk, or just the Hulk, and we are currently logged in. You can also have it redirect after they log in. And we see the menu items change to log out because we're now logged in. So that's exactly what we want. And register, you don't need to show that when someone's logged in. At least I don't think you do. If you want to, you can. Obviously, it's there. But we can also go into the register menu and show this only for logged out users. So let's save that and refresh, and now register will be gone. But for logged in users, we might want to show the edit profile link, which we could add in up there. Let's find the custom profile menus, edit profile iframe. Let's add that, just move that up to there and show this for logged in users. And then we need to enter the edit profile form page URL, which is our site URL, followed by edit profile. We'll keep this enabled for all users. I'm not sure how this will work with the iframe, but let's just see what happens. If we don't like the iframe option, we can just add a plain link. Let's refresh, click on iframe. Allows us to edit the profile in this modal pop-up right here, which is pretty slick. And any changes we make in here are going to be changed in the profile. Just to prove that to you, let's rename them to the Incredible Hulkiness and click on Update. And now if we go back into the site, let's go to Users and the Hulk. It's right there. Incredible Hulkiness, or Hulkiest. That's not what I wanted. It's not nearly what I wanted there. That's what I wanted. The Incredible Hulkiness. Either way, it changed to the Incredible Hulkiest, and that is exactly what we wanted. We wanted the ability to change the profile. And that's pulled in as an iframe. So it's in the modal pop-up that's pulled in when you click the button. You can also have this go to a separate page if you want. For that, just add the edit profile page we added earlier. And we will show this only for logged in users as well. Click on Save Menu. Come out here and refresh. I kept the iframe in the title so we know the difference between the two. This is one we just added for edit profile. This will go to just the edit profile page on its own page instead of in an iframe. And I pulled in the new name. Let's change that to the one I wanted, Incredible Hulkiness. Update that. And that has been successfully updated. So that's pretty awesome. Now if I log out, one last thing, if I log out, those edit profile links will be gone, and we're just going to have the register link. And you could also put these into an account link. So like we have a My Account page. I don't want to use that one right now. I'm just going to use a custom link. Let's just call this My Account, or just Account actually. And then we can put all of these as sub-menu items. And they just appear and disappear based on the settings we set. And so that makes our menu real estate a little more open for more menu items, but it still gives us all the stuff we need under My Account. Log in and register when you're not logged in. Then if we log in, and now the menu will change to our logged in options, the ones you see when we're logged in. And normally you want logout to be the bottom one, which is easily changed. You can just drag and drop it down to the bottom and save menu. And Bob's your uncle. You have two different menu systems based on whether someone's logged in or logged out. And as I alluded to earlier, you can have even more specific conditions by setting these based on administrator or editor or author or any user role you have on your site. You can have different menu items to take them to different places on the site to do whatever it is they have to do on your site. Another big thing is after they log in, it comes to this login page by default. We probably want to change that. To do that, there's an add-on. Go to Profile Builder and Add-ons again. And this add-on is a custom redirect add-on right here. Redirects users after login, after they register, or when they try to access the default WordPress dashboard, login, lost password registration forms. For this one, just click Activate, and that will just activate it right on the site. You don't need to download it. It is activated, as you can see here. And now we have right down here, custom redirects as a new menu item. In here, you can set redirects based on username or user ID, based on user roles, global redirects that apply to everybody, and redirect default WordPress forms and pages. For this, we want to redirect everybody. After they log in, we want to redirect them to, I don't know. I think you want to redirect them to a specific, like their My Dashboard page or something, which we don't have built at the moment. But we can redirect them to their author page. I think that's a pretty good one. And the author page, the URL is different for everybody. Luckily, there's a solution for that. So let's copy the domain name and then type in author /. If we hover over the question mark, we see here, if it shows up, there we go. We have dynamic tags, including the username. We also have it over here. We can copy and paste. So let's just take the username nice, put that in there, and I believe that'll take us to the author page. Click on Add Entry. That's saved. Let's go back out to here. Let's just refresh to see our new logout link location. There we go. It's at the bottom. super fancy. Let's log out and let's log back in. The Hulk. Super secure password. And it takes us to the Hulk's user page instead of that message saying you're now logged in. So you can redirect them to wherever you want. You are also able to, as you saw earlier, redirect based on user role. So if someone logs in and they're the admin, you probably want to send them to the dashboard. If they're an author, maybe you send them to the author page. If they're the editor, maybe you've built a dashboard where you see all the content that needs approval by the editor. Send them to that page. So the number of redirects and places you can redirect are limitless. The potential is limitless. So that's pretty awesome. The next thing we want to do is add more fields to the registration forms, because if we look at what we have here, let's just click on Edit Profile iframe. All the fields we see here are the same as the fields that are in the registration form, or very similar. The display name publicly as is not a registration field. That is a WordPress field based on first name, last name, nickname. You can choose your display name if you're an author. But a lot of us want to add more fields beyond just the defaults that you see or that you have when you just use the plain registration form. To do that, we go back into the site and we go to form fields. And these form fields will appear on your registration form. These are all the ones we have. As you can see, we can add more by choosing a field from this dropdown. I want to choose avatar. There are lots of options for different types of fields you can add. Let's choose avatar. Let's give it a title, avatar. Let's change the meta name to avatar, description, upload, and avatar. Allowed image extensions. If you just keep this as it is, these will be the ones that are allowed. JPEG, JPEG with an E, GIF, and PNG. Or you can specify you just want PNG or WebP or whatever you want. You can define the extension here. You can use a simple upload field or use the default WordPress upload field. I'm just going to choose simple. Avatar size I'm going to keep as 100. It's not required. If you choose yes for override existing, if you have an avatar field in your database already, whatever you change here, whatever you set here will overwrite whatever that field is. And you can also have conditional logic. So it only displays based on certain rules. So you can show it only if the first name is Bob. So if someone registers as the Bob, this is when this field will show. Now for the avatar, I don't think I want to have conditional logic. So I'm going to add that field. And here we have it down below. And you can drag and drop it. You can just click and drag. And you can move it wherever you want. I'm going to put it right down below biographical info. And under required, it's set to no. And if we click on edit, we're able to edit all the information we just entered, which we don't want to because we just entered it. But now we have the ability to upload avatars. You can also add file uploads. So let me refresh so we get the nicer menu. There we go. We have the ability to have a regular upload. So with that, someone can upload any file type that you specify, which is pretty slick. And we're going to add another field, which is going to be a date picker. And this is going to be the birthday field. Why do we want a birthday field? Well, because I want to show you something. What you can do with Profile Builder is you can have fields like birthday, which shouldn't be changeable. And so when someone registers with their birthday and they enter their birthday, and we assume they entered the correct one, they then can't change it in the profile editor because why would they? Their birthday doesn't change, right? As long as they entered the correct one in the first place. So I'm going to show you how that works as well. Your birthday is a description. That's fine for the format, no default value. I'm going to make it not required. I don't even know if it's legal to make that required. Maybe it is, I don't know. You can have conditional logic as well. I'm going to leave that as it is. And I'm going to add the field. And I'm going to move that up to under the avatar. Nope. Under About Yourself. And now on the registration field, we're going to have those two fields. Now let's make a new user who's going to have those two fields in their user profile. So let's go out here. Let's go to logout and then register. Let's make the username Ironman. First name Iron, last name Man, nickname Iron Man. Perfect. Email is iron@man.com. Man.com. Birthday, let's say it is 1974. And July 16th. This is me. Choose a file. Let's just add this little image of me right here for our avatar. Password. Super secure password again. Send these credentials via email. I'm not going to check that because that's not a real email address. Click on register. And now we have additional info. Let's see what this redirects us actually. So go to the author page, just like before. Didn't. I wonder if we can change that for redirect after someone registers. You probably can. Let's just check that really quick under custom redirects. Individual redirects, global redirects, redirect type after registration. Yeah, so after registration, you can also send them to, let's send them to the author page. Boom, done. Okay, now for users. Ironman will be a new user, and Ironman has my image. Whatever avatar we uploaded, it's gonna be right there, which is awesome. Let's edit that. Let's scroll down, see if we got the birthday, got the image right there, and birthday right there. So all the new fields that you add when you go to Profile Builder form fields, they're all going to appear on the user profile. And now if we go back out to the site and let's go to Edit Profile, we have those fields as well. Here's birthday, here's my avatar. I can remove it and add a new one, and I can change my birthday, which doesn't make a lot of sense because my birthday didn't change unless I said the wrong date in the first place, which could have happened. But I can update this and then go back into our site here, refresh, and have a new birthday right there. So that's not great. We want to be able to lock certain things. I don't know what kind of information you're asking for on your registration form, but there might be some stuff that you don't want people to edit after the fact, like a birthday, for example. They can always email you and have you edit it. I'm signed in as the admin, and I'll always be able to come in here and edit the birthday if I need to, if there's someone asks me to, but it's not something you really want someone to edit on the fly whenever they feel like. So to fix that or to prevent that, we go to Profile Builder and Add-ons, and we want the Field Visibility add-on, this one right here, which is an advanced add-on, which we have to get from our Profile Builder account. Click on Add-ons and download Field Visibility. And then we upload that. Go to Plugins and Add New. Upload a plugin. Let's upload the Field Visibility add-on. Install now. Activate plugin. Now when I go to Profile Builder and then Form Fields, and then go to the birthday field and click on Edit, there are a lot more options that will allow you to conditionally show or not show things. You can find them down here at the bottom of the settings. These items right here were added with that add-on that we just added. So visibility, user role visibility, and location visibility. Under visibility, we can choose all, which means it's just a regular field. If we choose admin only, then the field is only visible to admin users. So when somebody fills out the form on the front end, the form might ask for specific information, and that information will not show up when that person goes to their profile to edit their information, if it's set to admin only. If you set it to user locked, then that field will show, but they can't change it. For example, I would set it user locked for birthdays because it makes sense that they can see they put their birthday in, but they can't change it. And if they want to change it, they can email the admin, then the admin can change it. You can also have user role visibility, so you can select specific users that will be able to see those fields. I'm just going to keep that at all. And location visibility defines where in WordPress it can be seen. So all means it can be seen everywhere. If you check this, if you have only this checked, it can only be seen on the edit profile form on the back end of the site, so inside the dashboard. If you check this one, the field can only be seen on registration forms on the front end. If you check this one, it can only be seen on edit profile forms on the front end. So choose which ones you want from there. I'm just going to leave that as all, and then click Save Changes. And now it shows a little lock on this entry to denote that something is locked. This is user locked, I presume. That's what that's for. And if we go and look at one of our users that we created, let's just look at Ironman. That's the most recent one. I'll click on Ironman here to go to his author page, and then go to Account, Edit Profile, iframe, so it pops up in the modal. And if we scroll down to birthday, we see we cannot change it. It's there, but we can't change it because we set it to user locked. And if we set it to admin only, the birthday wouldn't even be visible here. It would be visible in the back end by the admin inside the WordPress dashboard, but not on this front end profile editor. And so with this method, you have the ability, let's go back to edit here so we see those options again. You have the ability to create one registration form that collects different information based on who the person is. For example, you could create a field in here, have it the very first entry, and it could be something like, what is your role? It could be author, contributor, editor, subscriber, whatever. They pick their role, and they have different fields show up based on the role they chose. So for example, you could have types of topics you wrote about in the past for people who chose author as the role. You can have that appear conditionally on that specific form based on the conditions being set for each field, which, just to recap, those are found right down here in the conditional logic. And then for the form editing, we can choose that only authors are able to see that specific field. The field where they choose which types of industries they're written for, which types of niches they're written for. So you can create one form and have that applicable to lots of different people who might be registering for your site. You also have the ability with Page Builder Pro to create different forms for every single person or contributor or whatever your buckets are. You can create a different form for each of those. To do that, we have another add-on, and it is called the Multiple Registration Forms. We can activate that, and now we have an entry here called Registration Forms. If we click on that, we see the registration form we already created, and we can add new and create a new one. We can call this Reg2. We can choose which user role the person who fills out this form will have when they sign up. You can choose which fields you want people to have when they use this form. And these fields are based on the form fields section that we have here. So we have to add all the fields we want to the form fields. That will then populate them into this list, this dropdown. We have all the fields currently on this form. So these are all grayed out because we already have them on the form. So you could have as many fields as you want. You create them all on the Form Fields tab. Then you choose which ones you need for which registration forms when you create the individual registration forms. And then you have multiple registration forms if that's something you need for your site. And you can also charge people to create profiles on your website. So you can have free profiles and paid profiles, which maybe have more information, more feature-rich profiles. We'll get to that in a different tutorial. The last thing I want to show you in this tutorial is the user list. So if you're creating a website, say like a forum or some kind of user profile list for a company or whatever, you want to be able to list the users easily. WordPress out of the box does not have a user listing page, but Profile Builder has another add-on. If we go to add-ons again and then search for listing, there it is right there, user listing. Let's click on activate. And if you haven't noticed by now, almost anything we'd want to do on a site like this, Profile Builder has an add-on for it, as long as you have the pro version. The free version does a lot, but the pro version does way, way more. When that's activated, we have a new selection here called user listing. Let's go to that page, and we have a user listing page made automatically. We can add new to make new ones. We can click on edit to see the one that was pre-made when we activated this plugin or this add-on. And the reason you might want to have multiple is because you can choose which user role is listed in this user listing page. So in this case, if we check the star, it lists all of them, but you can have specific pages just to display specific user roles. We can set the number of users per page, default sorting criteria, default sorting order, avatar size on user listings, avatar size on the single user listing, which is like a profile page, and visible only to login users, yes or no. And we have search settings, so we can search through our users. We have HTML for a user template. This is the user listing template, so this would be where it lists all the users, and this is how it'll be displayed. If you know what you're doing with HTML, you can make changes here. If you don't know what you're doing with HTML, don't touch this. Same for the single user listing template. This is the profile page for a single user. If you know what you're doing here, you can edit this. If you don't know HTML, don't touch it. And then if you made any changes, make sure you go and update up here. Then we can grab the shortcode, and we don't have an Elementor template or an Elementor widget, for the user listing yet. But since they've made widgets for other stuff, I can only assume they're going to make one for this as well at some point. I'm going to click on Add New under Pages to make a new page, which I'm going to call User Listing. Let's call this User Listing. And we can add the shortcode right in Gutenberg, but since we did all the others with Elementor, let's stick with that and go to Edit with Elementor. And now what we do is we search for shortcode from the Elementor widgets, and we paste in the user listing shortcode. Click apply. Usually you don't need to click apply, but I click it anyway, just to be safe. And here we can already see our users. And this can't be styled with Elementor directly because this is not an Elementor widget. So the styling has to be done with HTML and CSS through those templates that we saw earlier. I'll just show you really quick after update. Under the user listing page, I'll show you really quick where it was. Exit the dashboard, go to the main dashboard, go to Profile Builder, user listing, edit the user listing, and here is where you change the output of the shortcode that we just saw. And this is where you change the output of the single user listing page, which we haven't seen yet. Let's go to the front end and take a look at that. Let's go to the appropriate or the correct URL /user listing. And this shows our users. They're sorted by username by default because that's how it's set in the settings by default. But you can sort them manually by clicking on the title of each column to sort them for that field. And it shows their user role, shows their post, first name, sign up date, and more. Let's click on more under, let's see, let's find Iron Man. Because Iron Man had a birthday in there, which was a custom field we added on our own. There's Iron Man. Click on more, and this will take us to Iron Man's profile. And here's Iron Man's profile page. The display of this page is based on this template right here. And I saw that birthday is not listed here. So let's add that in. Under the About Yourself, let's add in birthday. It's a quick crash course in adding stuff in here. If you don't know HTML, this isn't too scary, but if you don't feel comfortable, just don't do it. So the About Yourself section and biographical info is found right in here. About Yourself, biographical info. And this is the entire, starting right here. This is that entire section. We have a list tag for the title, close the list tag, open a new list tag for a label for that section, and then the actual content that's dynamically input based on this dynamic tag, and then we close that tag. So I'm just going to copy and paste this right here to make a second section. And I'm going to rename this to birthday. And over here, I'm going to copy birthday. And the reason that birthday is over here is because we added it as a user field under form fields. Any user fields you add for any registration forms, it's all going to appear over here as user tags. And we also have extra functions we can add, which in this case is just a go back link. That might actually be pretty handy. It's already on there. It's at the very bottom. Anyway, the user field tags are based on the form fields you've added to your forms and to your registration forms. Then we click on update, and then we come out here and we refresh. And now birthday should appear right down here. And there's birthday. And I know this profile page doesn't look pretty, but if you know a little bit of HTML and CSS, this isn't that hard. In fact, I have another channel just about HTML and CSS and JavaScript and PHP, and that's linked to in the card above and the description down below if you want to check out that channel. I haven't been posting to it lately, but I'm going to be posting a 50 video course on how to build a site completely out of HTML and CSS. So you want to check that out, go to that channel, subscribe, and you'll be notified when it comes out. Anyway, my point is that we can have user profiles for all the people on our site. And I feel like they're going to be building an Elementor widget for this because this would be great as an Elementor widget and being able to customize all these things with Elementor. But as of right now, that's not how it works. It's shortcodes and these HTML templates right here. And so if you like what you see with Profile Builder, I don't know why you wouldn't. This is the Pro version that we use today. Let's see how much that costs. Let's go to Profile Builder Pro. The Pro version is $149 and the Hobbyist is $69, and those are Euro. This is for one site, and it also doesn't have everything. So here we have advanced user modules, which is only with the Pro version, not with the Hobbyist version. And there's also 11 advanced add-ons versus 10. And the one that this one has, the other one doesn't, is BuddyPress integration. So if you like what you saw with Profile Builder, and this is just a small fraction, we're just scratching the surface on what Profile Builder can do. I'm going to have other videos showing you even more stuff. But if you like what you saw, go to the site, get yourself a copy because it is awesome. And after you've built your awesome site using Profile Builder, like I showed you in this video, you're going to want to make sure your website is super fast. Check out this playlist right here where I help you increase your site speed beyond what you think is possible. So make sure you check that out and click subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. My name is Bjorn. I'll pass from WP Learning Lab. Till next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.